I touched other children. I touched other children. I touched other children because I was being touched as a child.
I touched other children because I was being touched as a child.
All right, so yesterday I posted up a video. In the video, I came across a dude that Afrika Bambaataa made give me oral sex when I was a kid. Come to find out, I didn't realize this when I was a kid, but come to find out, this same dude that did this to me just so happened to be slow. I touched other children. I touched other children.
So I posted the video up, and some people didn't like it. Personally, I don't care if you liked it or not. If he took the time out to make somebody slow, give me oral sex, who was 51 years old, I'm 39, he was 50, he's 51. If he did this to me exposing it shouldn't be a problem. The only reason why I took the video down is out of respect for his family, because he is slow, number one. Number two, I didn't like the comments that I read on YouTube, because if, the man is really slow.
I touched other children. I touched other children. I touched other children because I was being touched as a child.
I already spoke to the motherfucking FBI. Yes, I'm saying that. You hear me? I'm saying that. I spoke to the police department. Y'all could call me a rat. You could call me a snitch.
Hello, family. Shalom. This is your brother Michael coming to you with a wonderful expose on robbery and theft in the black so-called conscious but unconscious community. All right, as we know, for the past few months, we've been bombing the hell out of the frauds in our community. But I want to focus in tonight and want to do some numbers crunching, because this is where the rubber really meets the road. And I told you, Frankie, that everything we do is calculated, buddy. Everything we do is calculated. So I'll give you a little history back on this. Let's do the numbers crunching for the Kemet on Trial event. Why am I doing that specific event numbers crunching on it? Because I am as you would call it, a founding member of the Hebrew War Machine, right? No longer still associated with that bunch, but those are still my brothers in love. So the Hebrew War Machine was on display at this Kemet on Trial event. But now, Frankie doesn't know that. Frankie doesn't know I was a part of this. And he doesn't even know that all of this money that he made, Ankakek can tell you, that is because of me. I started all of it. And he admitted it on the live stream. I guess he cut that part out. He didn't want y'all to hear that. But yeah, two and a half years ago or so, I began beating up on Ankakek and Jonathan and the others. And this culminated in Kemet on Trial. All right? And a big money-making frenzy. But here we go. The Kemet on Trial event included a cover charge of the people that came to the Alhambra Ballroom. It included a live stream where people all over the world can be a part of this event. And yes, it included a collection, a offering, plus subsequent CD sales or DVD sales. But now let's crunch some numbers and let's do some calculations. Let's talk about first the Alhambra Ballroom, the owners of the Alhambra Ballroom. Who owns it? Gem Realty Management. JEM Realty Management. That's a group in Times Square, a management group, a realty group. This building and this business was purchased for only $21.5 million. They always do that to us. They buy because they know our people are desperate. And they make hand over fist with your community, the buildings. But anyway, Gem Realty purchased this building from a group that obviously owned this Alhambra Ballroom historically. Now the Alhambra Ballroom, the Crystal Ballroom, can seat up to 400 people at its max. And plus. Now let's do the numbers crunching for just the live stream event. Let's start there. The live stream event, as you see on your screen, this is the actual screenshot from when it was, going in the heat of the debate, actually, when they were pretty much in the center of the debate. And again, Frankie, everything we do is calculated, buddy. We were numbers crunching while y'all was arguing. But as you see there, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the view count down there I'm pointing out to you. It's a little blurry on your screen there, but you can clearly see that there are spaces for 5 digits. Let me tell you what those 5 digits are. 67,690. That's the number of people that were viewing the event. mind you, half of those people, the live stream dropped and they couldn't get it. So what did the Hebrew Israelites do? We robbed from the rich and gave to the poor. We snatched the live stream and passed it out in Google Hangout to the people that couldn't get it, as many as we could. But again, 67,690 people viewed the live stream times $20. I think it was $20 or $25. I could be wrong on either hand, but let's just go with the minimum, $20. 67,690 times $20. Drum roll, ladies and gentlemen, give us one. Is 1,300,053. Wait, let me say it again. $1,353,800. One more time. 1,353,800. This is a round number. Of the finances generated from the live stream from Kemet on Trial. Over $1 million, ladies and gentlemen. If you think I'm lying, get your Texas Instruments calculators out. Now, let's go to the cover charge at the Alhambra Ballroom. We had people that purchased tickets, and I would imagine that they sold the tickets up to the seating capacity, which would have been about 400. Let's multiply 400 times 20. We get $8,000. $8,000, we can add that to the $1 million amount. And then let's add that to this collection, the offering that he took up that night. And let's add that to the donations of people that came in and couldn't, they didn't buy tickets, but they took donations and slipped people in so they could stand up. That was going on. And so this collection and the extra money from the, the stragglers at the door, let's give it an amount of about $2,000. Okay? That's probably a very low amount, but out of all of the numbers, we're going to go with that number to just plug into this $1 million amount and the $8,000 amount. Now, after we do all of those numbers together, we come up with a grand total of $1,362,800. One more time, $1,362,800 plus subsequent DVD sales that many of you probably bought DVDs and didn't get. So, let's talk about not having an accountant after you gather in over $1 million from one event. You don't have an accountant. You admitted that to me on the live stream. If you don't believe me, you can go on Sonetta's channel and look. It's on Sonetta Studios, and it says, Hater exposes himself.
When Polite asked you to call the last time, Polite asked you to call the last time, and you cried like a bitch, man. For nothing. Over a picture, nigga.
Yo, you a silly dude, Mike. For real, man.
I'm just telling you the truth, man. Did you not throw a bitch fit on me last time?
I don't recall that, my man.
I bet you Polite can recall it.
Yeah. So you telling me that's why you mad, bro? Is that the reason why you so upset at me, bro?
No, that's why I'm pissed off at the moment. But previously, I was upset at
my
you.
people out there, I told you, he ain't got no valid reason for hating the House of Consciousness. Now listen, hold up, Mike. You've been hating on us since day one.
I did the math, brother. I did the math, brother. I did the math. Y'all pulled in a grip from the people. And you took up, hold on, check it out, because there's nothing wrong with making money, son. But watch.
What is a grip? What is a grip?
You want me to tell you how much a grip is?
Yeah.
You charge, how much was it for the live stream?
Brother, what is a grip, man? You supposed to have all this ready.
Brother, be straight up with me. How much was it for the live stream?
I forgot, man. Free.
All right, let me tell you. If it was over $20, and there were thousands of people that got that live stream, I want you to just add up a minimum number. Just say 8,000 times 20.
See, family, I want y'all to pay close attention. This is why these hating Negroes are mad. Because they are like crabs in the barrel. They don't want to see nobody black come up. They don't want to see nobody black make a living off of what he loved doing, especially in giving it back to the people. They don't want to see that. Meanwhile, Time Warner can pay-per-view, and they should be $100 when Mayweather fight. How many tickets they sold? You don't see him crying and bitching over that. How many times people go to concerts and they tickets just to get in be $100, $90, $200 for front row seats, but they don't be crying and bitching over that. But the minute a brother like a Sonetta comes out and do a live stream for $20 damn, you got Negroes jumping out the woodworks like this, niggas like this.
See, that's what it's all about. You don't want to see Sonetta make $1. Now we get into the real cure.
But Frankie, you exposed yourself, buddy, because you think the whole world is stupid. I don't know what in the hell is wrong with you. You think the world don't have calculators? You think all of the Hebrews weren't looking and eyeballing everything as it go? Brother, you're a fool. And if you think the IRS and the real devils ain't watching you, you're foolish. You're more foolish. You're digging a hole for yourself that you're probably going to pay for when you get old like Bill Cosby. I'm trying to help you. Stop it before you get too bad and too far gone. You said you wanted to do 10 more of these conferences. And that means at least $10 million you want. We just uncovered it. Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers, ladies and gentlemen. 67,690 times 20. That live stream pulled in a fat chunk of change. And what does all of our revolutionaries tell us to do when we are doing business in the black community? What's the best thing to do? Circulate that money in the black community. Invest that money in the black community. Provide goods and services in the black community. But, again, if y'all go and look at the live stream, and I'll post it on my page here soon. And yes, Frank, I ripped that too, buddy. Go check the parody laws in California. You'll be surprised what's legal out here. But the truth of the matter is, y'all, that most of y'all don't see this. You only see your 5s and your 10s that you're seeing, and we're trying to help. But you don't understand that all of this money is being funneled and channeled through maybe 4 or 5 individuals. You paid them over $1 million to teach you what at Kemet on Trial. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'm waiting to hear what you gleaned from Kemet on Trial for $1 million. Tell me, black community. I'm gonna be waiting till Kingdom come on that one. But guess what? He admitted to not having given Harlem, the same community he extracted $1 million from, or through. He admitted to not giving Harlem $5. Not a back-to-school supply program, not a shoe program, not a breakfast program. Nothing. No money on record as a philanthropist given to the homeless in Harlem. Nothing. Not even an accountant. Which means in the business world, because I live in the business world, I'm a business owner. Which means in the business world, if you don't have an accountant, you have no accountability. And everybody that don't have accountants and you're dragging in $1 million plus every 6 months, guess where they end up? You tell me. You tell me where they end up. When they're pulling in this type of money and ain't paying taxes. And don't have a damn accountant. And not giving a nickel to the community. Which should be first and foremost, and is first and foremost for me. Because we are Hebrew Israelites, and guess what? All of these camps give back. They give more than their body and their time, Frankie. They give food away. You know anything about that? Food programs? Even on the East Coast, the ISUPK, those brothers give food out all the time. And I guarantee you, they haven't put on an event and pulled in $1 million. But they ain't talking about that's all we give black people is our body. Frankie, listen, I'm going to close this off right now. The black people don't need your nasty little Dominican body, bastard. The black people need for you to cough up at least 10% of this money and go down to your city hall and search out a piece of land to buy to grow some fresh vegetables in trashy ass Harlem. And then maybe you can get a facility and rent or lease it. Maybe you can go to Jim Realty Company, management group, the same group that stole our Humber Ballroom from Harlem. Maybe you can go and lease a building from them and put up some homeless people in that building, Frankie. You're doing business with the white man. You're doing business with the Arab man. And you got the nerve to ask me why I don't challenge the Arab. Because niggas like you spend their soul with them. And I can't challenge the Arab. I got to challenge the root of the problem, which is my people. Understand that, Frankie? So, hashtag you've been exposed. And if y'all don't wake up and stop being so foolish, if you can do for people, do it. You don't have to send it to this nigga and let him eat your money, devour you. Get off your behind, black people, and help your black family. If you see a black man homeless, give him $100. Get him off the street. Don't give your $100 to Sonetta, who spends your money on cameras on gators. And you dumb bastard Negroes that follow him blindly. There's people waking up every day. But there's a few of you that are like, I don't know, if you're just living in darkness, or if you are just that ignorant, you probably don't have money to pay your bills. But you gave them $1 million probably 3 times last year. This was just the Kemet on Trial. Y'all don't want me to bring the rest of the numbers we've been crunching. But I'll say with that, if you don't wake up, then you deserve what you get. Peace. Being responsible men and women, right? What was you doing around that time? You was a drug addict. You was poisoning the community. Around the time you talking about Bambaataa doing this and that, you was a drug addict poisoning the community. What are you talking about? You was a drug addict around that time. Westside Dust Head, or Filthy Frank from the West Side, or whatever, you know, your street name was, or whatever the case is. Remember that? Remember that? It's not a lie. It's not something I'm making up.
Lying on me, telling people she's seen a video that I made, and my real follower's been around for a long time, saying that I was molesting children. Everybody that rocks with me know that's a fucking lie. Sometimes, I really want to get on a campaign on some fuck black people shit. Like, real talk. I really want to get on a campaign and let the rest of the world know, if you want to have a good life, stay the fuck away from black people. If you don't want to be miserable, stay away from black people. The crazy part about it is, I keep being attacked by black people. Savage mentality. And the further we get away from slavery, we still want to blame Almighty Whitey. It's the white man's fault. Because you bitches and you bitch Negroes ain't raising your children right. See, that's what it all boils down to. Grown motherfuckers not taking the time to raise their children right. You raising your children in your own household to have animosity towards your other children. Once again, I mean, look at the shit. I got a black sister. She makes a video disrespecting me, lying on me, telling people she's seen a video that I made, and my real follower's been around for a long time, saying that I was molesting children. Everybody that rocks with me know that's a fucking lie. Lying on me, telling people she's seen a video that I made, and my real follower's been around for a long time, saying that I was molesting children. Everybody that rocks with me know that's a fucking lie.
I touched other children. I touched other children. I touched other children because I was being touched as a child.
I touched other children because I was being touched as a child.
I touched other children because I was being touched as a child.
Children that were molested also touch. I said when I was a child.
I touched other children because I was being touched as a child. These people took my words, twisted my words.
It told everybody on YouTube that I was molesting children.
I touched other children. I touched other children. I touched other children because I was being touched as a child. These people took my words, twisted my words.
It told everybody on YouTube that I was molesting children.
I touched other children. I touched other children. All right, so yesterday I posted up a video. In the video, I came across a dude that Afrika Bambaataa made give me oral sex when I was a kid. Come to find out, you know, I didn't realize this when I was a kid, but come to find out, this same dude that did this to me just so happened to be slow. I touched other children. I touched other children.
You know, so I posted the video up, and some people didn't like it. Personally, I don't care if you liked it or not. If he took the time out to make somebody slow, give me oral sex, who was 51 years old, I'm 39, he was 50, he's 51. If he did this to me exposing it shouldn't be a problem. The only reason why I took the video down is out of respect for his family, because he is slow, number one. Number two, I didn't like the comments that I read on YouTube because, if, you know, the man is really slow.
I touched other children. I touched other children. I touched other children. I touched other children.
I don't want nobody to cause no harm to him because he appears to be autistic. It's not his fault he did what he did to me. It's not my fault he did what he did to me. It's Afrika Bambaataa's fault.
I touched other children. I touched other children. I touched other children. I touched other children because I was being touched as a child.
I touched other children because I was being touched as a child. Lying on me, telling people she's seen a video that I made, and my real follower's been around for a long time, saying that I was molesting children. Everybody that rocks with me know that's a fucking lie.
I touched other children because I was being touched as a child.
Hassan Campbell, aka Pappy, Brother Pappy. Why is he still up? Why does he still have a channel? I'm just curious. Why does he still have supporters? What's going on with you guys? it's very disturbing, to say the least. I did know about him speaking about wanting to rape, and the word is rape, him wanting to rape Kev Gill's 13-year-old son. You know, and that's when I got blocked. That's when I got blocked from his page. But, you know, I just kind of was like, I want to do a video about this, but you know what? I'm just going to go head on. But it still bothered me because this is a dude that's out here advocating for children and who is trying to have something to do with children, trying to, like, I don't know what he's trying to do.
I touched other children. I touched other children because I was being touched as a child.
I touched other children because I was being touched as a child. I touched other children because I was being touched as a child.
Get an organization going. Have children around him. And I don't understand why he's still getting support. I did not know to the extent of how he expressed how he wanted to screw. Okay, screw would imply that it's mutual and it's consent. He implied that he would be raping Kev Gill's male child, who is 13 years old, and then he would go and do it to the rest of his children, whatever age they are. I think Kev just had a baby last year.
I touched other children. I touched other children because I was being touched as a child.
I touched other children because I was being touched as a child. I touched other children because I was being touched as a child.
So this is a guy that you guys are supporting because he allegedly was molested by Bambaataa. Okay, you know what? He probably was molested by Bambaataa when he was younger. I'm not going to speak too deep into that because unless I'm in his literal situation or was in his literal situation, I can't necessarily say for sure like how that went as far as what it did to him and the lifestyle that he had lived and how he continued to have relations with him when he was well over the age of consent and understanding. So if this guy grew up with in this sex ring, you know, pedophilia ring, then that would have been his normal thing. So when he got older, then, you know, bam, you know, bam, you know, bam. This dude has spoken about having molested children. He did say when he became older, he began to molest children, or he did molest children. I remember him saying that. And it was very confusing and disturbing to me because people was pretty much like, oh, rubbing him on the shoulders and saying, oh, you know, shit like that. And I'm like, what? Did you hear what he just said?
I touched other children. I touched other children because I was being touched as a child.
I touched other children because I was being touched as a child. I touched other children because I was being touched as a child.
Did you get help? Apparently not. It's clear to see that this guy is still, you know, suffering from those things that happened to him, and he has a problem emotionally and mentally, and I would have been questioning his stability, although I did to myself, as far as should he be raising children? You know, he claims he has all these children around him that he is raising and everything, but listen to the content of his videos from day one. And now some, yes, have been taken down, but listen to the content of his videos. They have been very disturbing and children have been around. But at the end of the day, when you listen to this dude, because when people just sit there and talk, and especially when they're talking from emotions and things that they went through, they're going to let out what's on their mind, how their mind works, you know, shit like that. And if you listen to Papi over this amount of time, you'd be like, this dude is sick. You know, like, this dude is really, really sick. So, with that being said, who are these children that don't belong to him that he's been watching? Because he has also said before that some of these children have been molested.
I touched other children. I touched other children because I was being touched as a child.
I touched other children because I was being touched as a child. Lying on me, telling people she's seen a video that I made, and my real follower's been around for a long time, saying that I was molesting children. Everybody that rocks with me know that's a fucking lie. I touched other children because I was being touched as a child.
I touched other children. I touched other children because I was being touched as a child. I touched other children. I touched other children. I touched other children because I was being touched as a child.
I touched other children because I was being touched as a child.
All right, so yesterday I posted up a video. In the video, I came across a dude that Africa Bambaataa made give me oral sex when I was a kid. Come to find out, you know, I didn't realize this when I was a kid, but come to find out, this same dude that did this to me just so happened to be slow. I touched other children.
You know, so I posted the video up, and some people didn't like it. Personally, I don't care if you liked it or not. If he took the time out to make somebody slow, give me oral sex, who was 51 years old, I'm 39, he was 50, he's 51. If he did this to me exposing it shouldn't be a problem. The only reason why I took the video down is out of respect for his family, because he is slow, number one. Number two, I didn't like the comments that I read on YouTube, because if, you know, the man is really slow.
I touched other children because I was being touched as a child.
I already spoke to the motherfucking FBI. Yes, I'm saying that. You hear me? I'm saying that. I spoke to the police department. Y'all could call me a rat. You could call me a snitch.